was U.S. soft power that was really much more important than our hard power. People respected
it. In fact, we've destroyed 75% of relationship building in 75 days.
I'm not sure the United Nations is going to be headquartered in New York 5 years from now.
Have destroyed the pillars that made the United States so wealthy and so powerful to begin with.
The United States is in the process, it looks like, of checking out.
Is the US knowingly sacrificing its global trust for short-term gains? Can the US afford to stand alone in an interconnected world? And here is the most crucial question. Do most Americans even understand how the world views us today? Let's hear the answer of these questions from Paul Warburg, a renowned geopolitical strategist, explaining his first-hand perspectives.
And it's all because of a couple of decisions that were made over the course of just a couple of weeks that have irrevocably destroyed trust in the United States of America and have destroyed the pillars that made the United States so wealthy and so powerful to begin with.
Paul Warburg's research reveals a shocking shift. Nations no longer just distrust America, they actively reject its influence.
Massive change in sentiment of people, citizens of other nations, towards the United States. People increasingly not only do not trust the United States anymore, but they actively distrust us and no longer want to be in our sphere of influence.
One of the biggest casualties of Trump's presidency has been global trust in the US. Historically, the world respected America not just for its military or economy, but for its values, democracy, diplomacy, and cultural influence. But under Trump, that soft power eroded dramatically. And as Nobel economist Joseph Stiglitz explains, the damage went far beyond reputation.
the importance of soft power. It was U.S. soft power that was really much more important than our hard power. People respected us because we were a caring country, a successful country. People looked at us and said, we want to be like that. Now when people look at the U.S., they say, no, we don't want to be like that. Look what he's doing to the universities. Look what he's doing to the rule of law. Look at the inequality. Look at the oligarchy, the role of money, the corruption. So we are losing our soft power. Another example of the shooting ourselves in the foot, when he shut down USAID overnight, it resulted in thousands of children dying in Africa because they couldn't get the medicines. It again undermined respect for the United States. What kind of country could do that? It's an embarrassment. So he has destroyed our soft power.
America has been the world's anchor of stability for decades. But that era may be ending. Political scientist Francis Fukuyama explains how the US-dominated world order is now ending before our eyes.
One of the most uncertain factors has been the United States, because the United States for many decades has been basically an exporter of stability. Not everyone believed that, but there was a larger world order that had been established by the United States, and it was very powerful, particularly in that 20-year period between the fall of the Berlin Wall and, let's say, the financial crisis in 2008. But now the United States is in the process, it looks like, of checking out. And so it's going to be, I think, very turbulent.
Could the US actually abandon global institutions like the World Bank, IMF, or even the United Nations? Political scientist Daniel Dresser warns that withdrawing from multilateral cooperation isn't just risky, it could have severe consequences. Even more surprising, He radically predicts the United Nations headquarters might not remain in New York much longer if the Trump administration hostility toward the organization continues at this pace.
In terms of whether the sort of sort of global governance structures can be eviscerated as easily as USAID, no, not quite as easily, but easier than you might think. Bear in mind that, for example, the World Bank and the IMF, who do you think is the largest funder of those two organizations? It's the United States. There's a whole panoply of international organizations in which the United States is far and away the largest funder. Now, if the United States pulls out of these things, like it's already done with the World Health Organization, it is possible that other countries will step up. This is a gift to China in any number of ways in terms of raising their influence. In terms of the UN, the United Nations, it's worth remembering that the United Nations was by and large a pretty ineffective body during the Cold War because the UN Security Council could never agree on anything. And looks like we're headed that way now. If you really want me to make a radical prediction, I'm not sure the United Nations is going to be headquartered in New York 5 years from now. I really am not. Because maybe it will be, but the degree to which this administration is hostile to the very idea of global governance suggests to me that it wouldn't surprise me if they relocate to Geneva.
These concerns are not limited to thinkers and theorists. They are also shared by practitioners, including CEOs and business leaders. According to former Medtronic CEO Bill George, the Trump administration damaged 75% of US-built relationships within just 75 days of taking office.
Long term, this is great damage to the trust people have in the U.S. In effect, we've destroyed 75% of relationship building in 75 days.